Oops. Happy New Year. It's the first Yaki coffee chats of the year of 2023. I'm looking at my dog right there. She's enjoying her toys while mommy works. You know, a lot of people have been asking me if I'm really drinking coffee, so I wanted to make sure that everybody knows how piping hot that looks. And I got my creamer here. It's a white chocolate peppermint bark. I usually do a tablespoon, but it went over a little bit. Cheers. What can I tell you? I think people start the new year and it's great. You know, there's an opportunity to start anew, let go of the old, make room, right? Make space for the new. And this is probably the first year in a long time where I'm fully integrated into a path that I honestly have been too afraid to take. And that is of a creative one, really being more committed to amplifying this channel, Donas y Tortas, my creativity through food and mental health and life and self-development, all these things that I honestly have been wanting to do for a very long time. And our other business to help with the bills is marketing, our own marketing business with my partner, Hire Ellas, and just really giving it my all. And I'm really excited to see where I net out at the end of the year, but I'm also really ready for the work that last year was really truly a year of healing and reflection, and now I can put those tools into work. And that means that some days are rough, and that's what I wanted to talk about today is when we have those rough days, and how not to let those rough days squander all the other great days where you get to do what you want to do, right? Show up for yourself. And that's what this channel is about. Remember, it's about trusting yourself, showing up for yourself. Today is going to be really transparent and it's going to be messy. So let's get into it. The best way that I can really share things with you is if I myself have experienced them, right? So something that I recently experienced was how real and how powerful your mind is when it doesn't want it to go, your mind doesn't want it to go the way you want it to go. When it's talking to you, it's exasperating or highlighting all of your insecurities, all your worries, all the things that have held you back. I usually have, I've coped with those things in different ways in the past. One of which is food in a negative way, right? Overeating, eating things that I knew were not going to ultimately be good for the body. And now because of that year that I've had to heal and grow, and I'm so self-aware of my behavior, and that's powerful because now I know that, when I'm doing something, now I'm so aware of why I'm doing it that I'm like, oh, that's not really going to give me the same satisfaction or benefit. Now I've had to do this thing where I'm actually like sitting with my feelings. I'm sitting with them. I'm not reaching to grab or distract myself with something that I know is not going to serve me. And now I'm stuck with these feelings. And that's a process. But I'm with you on this. If you're going through something similar and you just don't want to be with your feelings, the best way to get through something is to get through it is to literally go through it. Go through your feelings, experience them, and reach out. Call, text somebody, a friend, even a coworker, whoever is in your community, call them. Just say, hey, I'm feeling this way. I'm privileged enough that I have a partner who is, amazing and who's there for me and who I've openly let, that I've had to be very explicit in reaching out for help, because sometimes if you don't communicate these things right, how are they going to know? And that's part of the process, is being able to tell the person in your life that you need help. You'd be surprised how many people are just like, okay, let's be there for you. Just processing those feelings is hard, but I think it truly is part of the process. And I know that every time it's going to get better and be better for me. As hard as those moments were, I really am glad that I'm not behaving or reacting in a way that's not going to serve me. And to be honest, the next day was really hard. And the next day, all I did was, I was nervous. I was like, all right, am I going to go down this, down this spiral again? I made a conscious decision and I thought, okay, well, how people say one day at a time? I thought, okay, well, one task at a time. First thing I need to do is I need to get up and I need to brush my teeth and I need to take my dog out to potty. Okay. All right, I've done that task. Now what's next? All right, I'm going to do the bed because that's one of the goals I had for myself. I have like 4 tiny goals and one of them is to make my bed every day. All right, let's make the bed. Let's make some coffee. Let's make a list of what I need to do. And it's just like taking each step as it is. And I think a lot of the times we get overwhelmed by that long list of things. And that's why we go back to like trusting yourself, being present with yourself and really taking that time. And some of us have to, break it down because of where, circumstances. Some people, they can go a little forward, but it's up to you. You have to gauge, where you are at in your journey and what's going to work for you and how you got there. I was always thinking about what's ahead, thinking about what's the next step instead of really being in the step. And that's it for me. But I'm smiling because I'm genuinely like in a place where I'm like, wow, like if I really didn't take the time last year to really just pause and reflect, I don't know where I'd be in this moment. I don't know if I'd be crushing myself even more. But it's just, I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful that I, obviously it's a privilege to be able to take that break and whatnot. And so I know that's not the case for everyone. But I really do challenge you to, figure out how to be in the steps, how to be in those moments, truly. Because when you're in it, it's hard, and it's really hard. So I think taking ownership of your life and knowing that there's always someone who's gonna be there for you. You gotta reach out. But there's like amazing people out there who are gonna be there and they're gonna surprise you. I think a lot of the reasons why people get stuck or clutched, right, is feeling overwhelmed by all the possibilities. And so I think I say this because we're starting the year. And so you might be like, whoa, there's this mountain of things that you want to reach the top and strive for, but don't forget the moments, the steps, being in the steps. I'm being in this moment with you, whoever's watching, being in the moment. Grabbing your cup of coffee and feeling that warmth on this cold day. Breathing. All these things, they matter. They matter to your well-being. I recommend Mel Robbins. She's a motivational speaker. I'll put her information in the description. But she did a podcast interview recently, and she talks about how our energy. It's all about where do we place our energy. And the truth is that we're gonna hit key milestones in our lives, but it's those moments in between those that matter, and we forget that a lot. And so I trying to practice this stuff too. Is how are we with the people that we interact with on a daily basis? How are we with those people? What is energy we're giving out? I think that matters, and that's part of humanity. And I think that's important. I'll end with this. I think people underestimate the power of the tools that help your mental health. One tool that I really want to recommend, and I'll put it in the description, this idea of being self-aware of your emotions and your feelings, that is so powerful. But I'll leave it to you to figure that out, right? And it's easy because it's free. There's a free app that a friend of mine told me about because they've been through stuff, and so I obviously took them for their word, and I was like, okay, let's use it. And it's called Cognitive Behavioral Therapy app. And every day you basically write how you're feeling. Could be good, bad, and it's so interesting because I've lately been feeling a lot of hope and being loved, but I'm feeling anxious and I'm feeling worried, but I'm not letting either one play a role of how my day is going to be, because I get to decide that, because I know what's what. So anyways, I really implore you to take a chance on this app as you start the new year, and think about what are those moments for you. The moments where you're I want to be in these moments, even as simple as they are. What are they for you? Put them in the comments. I'd love to hear them if you want to share them. And thank you for spending the morning with me. Cheers. And Happy New Year.